This week on TGC News, some rad new accessories, some rad new guns, and even a little 2A news. Welcome back to another episode of the Gun Collective News. I'm John Patton, and this week I'm gonna mix in a little bit of gun laws, politics, so you guys let me know in the comments if you want to see more of that stuff mixed into this show. Now, the news. I want to start this week off with a huge shout out to Vincent Hancock, who took home the gold again in the men's skeet event in the 2024 Olympics. He's won before. Vince is a great guy. I've talked to him before, and I have huge respect for folks that just kick that much ass on the world stage. Also, speaking of victories, FRAC, SB Tactical, B&T USA in 25 different states were just handed a victory in the 8th Circuit Court in their pistol brace case. They essentially found that ATF's rule was, in fact, arbitrary and capricious, aka a load of bullshit, and they handed the case back down to the district court. This is yet another nail in the coffin of ATF's absolute steaming pile of hot garbage that they've tried to push on American gun owners over the last few years. I love that the courts are really just starting to rule in favor of freedom. I should also say that I am a member of FRAC, and I believe that I'm the only media member of that organization. I just had the CEO of FRAC on my podcast yesterday, so go listen to that after you watch this show. Moving on from there, H.R. 8306, aka the Shush Act, was reintroduced in Congress by Bob Good, a Republican out of Virginia, and currently has a total of 7 co-sponsors of the bill. Shush stands for Silencers Help Us Save Hearing. Shush! And long story short, this is an attempt to get silencers removed from the NFA. As much as I dream of the day where that happens, I believe it's unlikely to proceed given the current administration and gun control simping done by politicians in Congress and the Senate. Wouldn't it be amazing, though, if it was just like cash and carry and you just go get a can when you needed one? You know what else is amazing? This week's sponsor, WOOX. WOOX offers everything from rifle chassis to furniture for your 12 gauge, all with a big helping of beautifully finished, ultra stylish wood. They just released this new Super Leggera, aka Super Light stock for your Remington 700, Howa 1500, Tikka T3, and more. I'm planning to use it as the base for a lightweight, long-action hunting rifle. Big thanks to WOOX for sponsoring this week's video. Now, this next segment is a new product from WOOX, and yes, they are a sponsor. However, they did not pay me to cover this product. They don't even know I'm actually doing this. I would cover it even if they weren't a sponsor, and I want to be as transparent as possible with you guys about that kind of stuff. I think it's really important that you know what's going on here. Now, they just released their new line of AR-15 furniture, and being that WOOX is primarily a wood stock brand, this also has some. It's called Vigilante, and there is a stock grip and handguard and some M-LOK covers, all made from the super nice walnut that they use on everything else. The stock has some M-LOK slots on the sides, and the adjustment is done through this like round knob on the bottom. I told them I don't really like that. And the handguard is mostly wood again, with metal M-LOK sort of inserts along the sides and a pick rail on top in the front. The MSRP on the whole set, if you buy it as a set, with the handguard is $499 or $399 if you prefer those little M-LOK covers. I'd love to hear what you guys think of wood on ARs down in the comments, because I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. I want to know what you think. In ammo news, Federal released a new 6.5 Creedmoor, 6.5 PRC, and 7 PRC load in their Fusion tipped line. This is a hunting line. It's good to see cartridges getting some sort of hunting ammo love instead of just match ammo, those cartridges specifically. They also have a new duck load for 12 gauge. It's called the Ultra Steel, and it's essentially very similar to Prairie Storms in terms of the projectiles. It's like a little ball with a band around the midsection to help with penetration through the feathers, into the target, into the flesh, etc. They also have a fancy new version of their flight control wad, which helps deliver better patterning downrange, is more consistent, at least according to them. I absolutely love the Prairie Storm for pheasant hunting. It's one of my favorites, so this should likely do well on ducks since it is pretty similar. We talked about all this stuff during the SHOT Show release time frame, and it seems like they're finally getting it out to the market. I have no effing clue why companies do that shit every year. It's the most frustrating thing. Hey, we're going to announce a product and it's not going to be ready for like 6 months to a year. What's the point? How's about a new gun? There's not a ton of new guns this week, but I did find some for you guys. First is from Franklin Armory, and it's a series of pistols. First is the C12, which is a 12.5-inch 5.56 AR with a mid-length gas system, SB5 brace out back, and forged receivers. The MSRP on that one is $12.90, and then there's the Salus, I don't know, which is a 12-inch barrel 5.56 with an SB-A3 and billet receivers. And that one has an MSRP of $1,700 for some unknown reason. And then you have the PDW-C7, which has a 7.5-inch barrel in 5.56 again, forged receivers again, and the SB PDW brace out back. MSRP there is $1,560. All of these guns come with the BFS3 trigger group, which is a binary setup, which they say can help you optimize performance in close quarters defensive engagements. Sure. I'm not really sure about that. I don't think I really agree with that statement, but it is nice to see such products being on the market again, both, with the binary and the brace. We went so long without brace pistols being a thing. It just disappeared because of all that legal nonsense. And it kind of seems like they're back. So that's cool. We also have a new one from a company called Alchemy Custom Weaponry. They specialize in what I call heirloom quality 1911s. And this is a bit of a spin off of that. It's called the Fat Man, and that's because it's a GI-style 45 ACP, but it's kind of turned up to 11. It's got a bunch of that classic styling, the curved trigger, the old-school hammer, the fairly simple slide with retro-style sights, but it's also got a big old modern beaver tail safety, and most importantly, an old-school looking grip hiding a surprise that it's actually a 2011 style gun. It's a double-stack 45. That's freaking cool. We've seen a mountain of this type of gun in 9mm, so it's really refreshing to see one in 45 ACP. Like, duh, that was a nice move. Now, being that it's Alchemy and they're a division of Cabot, you can guess this won't be cheap. The MSRP on the Fat Man is $49.50. Now, they are only producing 25 of these, and I'm pretty sure they're already sold out, so, heirloom quality and all that collector gun. But I thought this blend of retro and modern was pretty rad, and you guys would want to see it. Now, the deal of the week this week. I've actually got a little bit of an announcement. It's a deal, because, yeah, it's a deal. My good friend Sean from We Like Shooting recently released his own camo pattern. It's called Camerado. I love it. I love it. He's my boy, but I absolutely love it. I think it's pretty rad. Rad. And now we have our own TGC signature version of it called Sea Smoke. I think it looks great. Of course, I'm biased. Yes, I love the way it looks. I helped make it that way. I helped pick the colors and whatnot. And you can get your own with the link that's down in the description if you want to do that. And the letters T, G, and C could potentially lower that price a little bit. In reality, you're helping not only TGC, but you're also helping WLS, and that's pretty rad. We both appreciate it. I really do. So thanks. Go buy a shirt. Go buy some gear in Camerado.